control this and win it, and it's not looking quite so likely now.
I would still go along with a Grimsby win if they could score early in this half. If they don't, then obviously they're going to get frustrated.
So we shall wait and see whether Grimsby do get the early goal. Just a reminder, if you're just joining us, of the Premier League score that we've had in from London. It's Crystal Palace 1, Leeds United 0. Now let's pick up the second half here at Blundell Park with John Helm.
Thank you, Nick. Interesting to see if what Terry Yorath said happens here, and they do try and get those midfield players in and support people like Jim Dobbin and Paul Groves. Groves has had a good spell recently, but he's not quite got as involved as I'm sure Alan Buckley would like in this match.
Well, Alan likes his midfield players. Sean Cunnington used to do it here to get into the box, and he gets his front players pulling wide and creating little angles and to try and get them break through the middle. Groves has tried to do that, and he's been just missing on one or two occasions, but having said that, Grimsby haven't been able to get the ball into that area at that vital time.
Well, substitutions made as yet. And another question for you, Dave. How much do you think that goal for Derby County is going to change the emphasis of the game?
I think Derby will keep their three in midfield and they'll try and keep solid and hope that they can catch Grimsby on the break again.
They're trying to catch them now inside this penalty area. Kitson turning with it. Cool will drive one in. He'll pull it across towards Williams, who gets the first chance of the second half. And they clearly look a little bit lifted by it. They're a goal up.
Well, they would be. They'd go in and think we didn't necessarily deserve to be 1-0 up at half-time. That gives you a lift, and this is a good chance there. Where Derby had three players on the back, and the Grimsby full-back had sat in when the rest of the team are moving out.
Derby, like Grimsby, do tend to play the ball along the ground up front, which is good because they haven't got a big man up there. They haven't got a Harford or a Brian Dean or anybody like that.
No, that's right. If you haven't got a biggest centre forward, there's no point in keep slinging the ball in the air. You've got to work it in other ways, and Alan's always done that. Although on occasions they could hit Woods because he's not a midget.
So Tommy Johnson's goal for Derby will be a real incentive for them to go on and create yet another record, their 7th successive away league win, which is astonishing in this day and age. They have actually once before won 6 in a row away. Here's Tony Rees, might just get in, the keeper comes, and once more Martin Taylor does his job really well. And Rees looks to me to be just a little bit of agony there.
Yeah, whether he tweaked a hamstring or not, I'm not sure.
Well, they can ill afford to lose him. There's a back header which quite come off. Unfortunately, the second one did.
It was interesting. That was one of the first balls that Grimsby have actually hit over the back of Derby. Then it was an angle ball, and it had short in all sorts of problems. And Rees looked quite sharp getting after it.
Yes, I thought there were just a couple of occasions in the first half where they got over the top of the defence and looked dangerous. Now Gilbert will try and work away inside the penalty area. And there's no question of that being a penalty. He lost his footing as he tried to come inside Goulou's. Say about Derby County, the previous time they won 6 away in a row, it was spread over 2 seasons. This time it's all been in the same campaign.
That's an excellent record to win 6 away on the trot, and if they could achieve 7th, they'd have, set them up as long as they can get their home form going right.
Yeah, they've actually lost 7 at home this season. Quite extraordinary. Anyway, here are Grimsby. Croft. He's got support. Well played, Gilbert, getting into space there. Rees wanted it early on. He's been really unlucky on 2 occasions. He went for the cross and the rebound favoured Derby County. It came off Dave Gilbert. Arthur Cox has managed Derby County longer than any other post-war manager. Alongside him, Roy McFarland, well known in these parts, of course. Used to manage Bradford City. England international, of course. It's chested down by Rees, but unable to do much with it. So now Taylor is put under pressure by Woods. Well, Terry Yorath was talking at half-time about the goalkeeper. Maybe dropping a clanger. Well, Grimsby have won it. And it all stems from the goalkeeper's original clearance. Here comes McDermott to win a corner.
Well, in the old days, the goalkeeper would have picked that up and we're all gone up to the halfway line. It's created just a little bit more interest.
Good point. Good new law. Corner for Grimsby. They need an equaliser, though. With all their pressure, they haven't scored yet. It's coming here for Dobbin. Dobbin shot! turned aside by Taylor once more. Jim Dobbin really cracked that one, and Taylor gets a pat on the head. He deserves that.
Yeah, another good effort by Dobbin. He's hit the target and made the keeper save.
Spectacular stuff here. Grimsby's corner again. Roger was up there for us. It's coming down for Gilbert. Now it's Croft. And the little poke back in is smothered by the keeper. Rees seems to have recovered from that little knock which forced him to grimace a moment or two ago. And this goalkeeper is a candidate for man of the match already.
Yeah, he's pulled off 1 or 2 good saves. I wouldn't say at the moment he's actually had to keep Derby in the game. He's done the saves that you'd expect him to do.
The man of the match, the Barclays man of the match, gets a bottle of champagne. Here's Johnson, the scorer of the 1 goal so far this afternoon. Laying it back for Forsyth. Williams has made an intelligent run here. He does that very well and cuts it back, but here's Paul Futcher. This clearance finds Rees. Very nifty with his footwork is Tony Rees, but Derby getting men around once more. Woods trying to deny space for Derby County. No frills this time from Taylor. Woods was in an offside position, but the referee said play on. Derby had possession. Galouz. Kitson. That's much too close to Sherwood. Paul Kitson, who's a good goal-scoring record this season. He's got 12 and has scored in 6 of the last 9 games. No foul, the ball went straight to Watson. Now Rees holds it up. Can't play Watson in, but here is Woods allowing it to run through for Paul Groves, and just hustled out of its edge of the area. But Wassell's clearance has come straight to the foot of Dave Gilbert. Looks to take on Galouz. Gets it onto his right foot. Wants to cross with his left, however. That's his better foot. It's not a bad ball, but again Derby smother the attack. Left for Futcher now to bring Gilbert in again, and this time he's more time to cross it, but have Grimsby got enough bodies in there? It was Williams once more who got the clearance. He's worked very hard as Paul Williams today. Galouz takes up an attacking position now. Kitson versus Croft, 2 young players we're going to hear a lot more about in this game. Into Gabbiadini. Under stress from Futcher. Futcher wins the day. Now Dobbin. And Rees was offside, but the referee once more says play on to Martin Taylor. Sensible refereeing. Broken for Rees, but there's a free kick given against Grimsby. To a foot of Forsyth, who nearly stumbled but didn't, and so Gabbiadini. There's a poor layoff from Gabbiadini. Didn't show much conviction with that, really. Dobbin loses out to Cool. As Derby trying to get themselves going again, but not with that sort of pass. Grimsby 0, Derby 1. Going according to the form book, I suppose. Williams tips it through for Pembridge, goes on himself into a good position, gets the ricochet he wanted as well. Galouz into the penalty area for Kitson. And Futcher and Kitson together. Kitson's done really well, wriggling his way free and cracking in a shot, which is turned aside. That was good play from Kitson under a lot of pressure from Paul Futcher.
They were fortunate to get away with that, Grimsby there, really. Could have gone against them quite easy there.
But now we watched... Oh, sorry, Dave, they were trying to develop an attack of their own, but Kitson was very impressive there.
Yeah, he battled for the ball, he got a turn on, and he did very well, and Grimsby would be a bit fortunate there to survive that with that block more or less on the line.
Gilbert. At the middle goes Neil Woods. Can't get the better of Wassell for the moment. But you still do have this feeling that they're missing Clive Mendonca, who's just got that bit of more penetration. An out-and-out goal scorer. And Futcher pressured into passing the ball back for Sherwood. He was thinking about there, but he directed the ball straight to Galouz. Goes on, and then loses out to Butcher. And the 36-year-old has had a solid match at the back again. This one's aimed for Rees. Can't win it, however. Short had gone with him. Poole swept up behind. Grimsby battling valiantly for a breakthrough at the moment. Here comes Croft trying to give them one, and Kitson gets back and uses his pace, and that's a good striker who gets back to do the other half of his job.
Yeah, he's worked hard defensively for his team there.
It's not all about scoring goals this game. But it's handy when you've got 2 or 3 players who are all in double figures for the season already. Derby can afford at the moment to leave out Paul Simpson, who's got 12 goals. How Grimsby could do with anybody who could get that number. Here is Rees in the area. Gilbert takes it on, and it's just trickled away from him. Dobbin, he can't get the shot in, and then it didn't break for McDermott, so up the left. Here is danger. Johnson has got the pace to take on Grimsby's defence. Gabbiadini's coming up the middle. Gabbiadini might still get in here. It's over the top. Maybe Johnson played it a little bit too soon for him.
Yes, possibly. It was a good break after Gilbert had done well for Grimsby. Couldn't quite get on the end. But he's played a good ball in, to be fair, and Paul Fletcher's stretching, and really, to be fair, he didn't know where Gabbiadini was, and he stopped it and really set it up, so it turned out a good chance all round.
Well, Gabbiadini's miss means that Grimsby is still in it. If it had gone to 2-0, you would have had to strongly fancy Derby to get the 3 points.
Yeah, I think that would have killed the game off completely.
Certainly not done that, and it's been a very good second half so far. Enjoyable football being played.
What Grimsby have got to do is they've got to try and get some more players forward to create the goal, but at the same time not leave themselves exposed to the counter-attack, and Derby getting a second.
That's what Terry Uriff was saying at half-time, that they've got to somehow get Dobbin and Groves forward to supplement the attack. And to be fair, Jim Dobbin's got up there a couple of times this half.
Yeah, I think Alan Buckley may have told him to make a few more forward runs and get on the end of some crosses. It's been disappointing Watson's performance when he played earlier in the season at Birmingham. He looked dangerous, he got crosses in and shots. Today, in terms of productivity, he hasn't produced.
That's right, he's hardly been in the game, Tommy Watson. And now Rees balloons the ball over the top of Gilbert. And, David Gibble's only about 5'5", but if he'd been 6 feet, I don't think he'd got that. McDermott. Rees. Oh, lovely play, and that's opened it up for McDermott, who's done the right thing here. It was good play, really. He saw that Neil Woods was coming through on his right, and just that little bit of unlucky. There always seem to be at full stretch in those situations.
Well, obviously Alan works with his centre-forwards, they do that. Clive Mendonca does that type of thing. Woods, they do these nice little link-ups when the ball's played into them, and little touches, and the midfield players running, and just at the end there, Woods was under pressure from Williams. Whether he could have hit the ball or whether he's waiting to be certain, it's unknown unless you can see the video replay.
Cool. First time ball in, might pose a problem here. Tommy Johnson, looking for his second, wins a corner. And Grimsby relieved again. That was a good ball again from Martin Cool. He's the one directing operations in the middle for Derby.
Yes, he's sitting in there doing a defensive job and an effective job. And Tommy Johnson had a reasonable chance there to have created a bit more of a problem for them.
A corner for Derby then. They lead by a goal to 0, and here is Short with the header, only a foot wide. Well, the question was posed at half-time, could we see Grimsby finding a way through? The answer at the moment has been no. Terry, do you still feel that way?
I feel that that Grimsby are still making chances, but they, as Dave said, they've got to be careful at the back, because if they lose another goal, that'll be the game finished for them.
But at least Dobbin has got up there in support, which is what you were talking about.
Yes, he has, yeah.
And this little fella Gilbert's heavily involved, and he's played the ball in for Croft now. Croft trying to weave his way through. It's an awful slice of the boot, and the acknowledgement as well from Wassell. Grimsby's throw-in. They're happy to have throw-ins and corners, but it's a goal they want. Gilbert will try and contrive one for them now, but Williams is in the way. Loses clearance falling for Pembridge. Now then, this is where they're stretched, and again it's Gabbiadini, and he's got support on his left. Here's Tommy Johnson, he can wrap it up for Derby County now. Good save the first time, and then across the face of goal, and somehow Derby can't force it through, but Williams hammers one in. Really, I thought Johnson might have done better, and they won't even comment about Forsyth's shot.
Well, that was an excellent chance for Derby to finish the game off, really. If they let Grimsby back in it now, they've got only themselves to blame. You know, there's two good chances to score there.
No wonder Johnson's shaking his head.
I mean, that's a good ball played into him by Gabbiadini. He's got to finish. You know, Steve makes a block, it comes back to him, and again, they've not made the best of it. You know, there's enough players forward there to have capitalised on that.
Paul Futcher might be suffering from cramp or something down there.
It looks like Alan's getting one of the subs changed, whether it's for Paul Future or not.
Yeah, Mark Smith is the substitute there in your picture, who is getting instructions from Alan Buckley. And indeed, Paul Futcher is going off. Well, he has always been a rock at the heart of the Grimsby Town defence, so this will require a bit of reorganisation. McDermott might slot into the centre of defence. Where is Smith going to play? He's coming into... He's going over to left back, I think. I think he's going to switch with Croft. Yeah, Croft's moving into the centre of defence, and Smith will play down the left. Still Grimsby Town 0, Derby County 1 at Blundell Park. Pembridge for Derby, looking for that ball up the middle. It's come through to Kitson. Now it's Kitson's chance to try and finish Grimsby off, and he's got the shot in, but once more he's taken the deflection of Roger. Corner kick.
It seems that Derby are playing the ball in a lot more behind Grimsby now, their back four, and asking their front players to create problems, which they're doing. I'm sure Derby at half-time would have settled for these chances in the second half they've had.
Absolutely. For the Grimsby Town goalkeeper, brother of course of John Sherwood. Now the Galoos pressured by Rees into giving away a throw-in, but they need more tangible reward, Grimsby. So often have I come to Blundell Park over the years and seen them be unable to convert a lot of pressure into goals. And that's the pattern again today. Grimsby 0, Derby 1. Rees tricking his way around a couple of Derby defenders and then asking Gilbert to play the ball in. They've a lot of people up here around the penalty area. Derby somehow contrived to get the ball out again. Now the ball over the top, Rees, it's just too long for him. Up in the air for Johnson, once more wriggling his way inside Grimsby's penalty area, but the back heel is spotted and Watson plays it out. He really has had a pretty poor day, Tommy Watson. Grimsby's throw in. We've kept mentioning Clive Mandonka, but in addition, Grimsby are without their goalkeeper today, Rhys Wilmot, Mark Lever, centre back. Here's a chance maybe for Williams. It might come through for him. Williams! Sherwood makes the save. How has that gone wide? Well, I suspect you shouldn't ask Paul Williams. I don't think he'd be able to answer.
Well, the long throws cause the problems again. There's a mix-up, indecision. It's got to Paul Williams, and again, one's got to give credit. Sherwood makes an excellent stop there, really.
Quite sure whether it was Gabbiadini's boot rather than Williams as they put it wide in the end. Let's hear. Oh dear. Tony Rees, who's got 4 goals this season, but it was a very wayward effort.
I mean, you've got to say within sort of 20 minutes of the second half, Derby have squandered sort of 4 or 5 excellent chances, which would have killed the game off for them.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Dave, they scored 4 at Swindon. One of the better sides in the division, so they know the route to goal all right. But at the moment it's still only 1-0 and Grimsby are right in it as the ball is headed on to Rees. It's easily nipped out by Wassell, and then Pembroke just played it up the flank to Kitson. He's offside. Saying about Grimsby's injuries, Mark Lever's out with a hip injury, and Gary Childs with a fibula. Clive Mandonka, as we've mentioned, and Peter Handyside has got a hamstring problem, so they're missing 5 players. Derby's other away wins in this sequence have been at Cambridge, Luton Wolves, Notts County, Bristol Rovers and Swindon. So they've beaten some formidable sides. And, they will come here certainly expecting the full points today. But at the moment they're having to settle for a 1-goal margin simply because they've not been able to round off the chances they've created. And now they have to defend. Gilbert. Is the ref going to think, yes he is, he's going to give the free kick. I think Gilbert was quite clever there. I'm not sure he was fouled, but he fell on the ball and then the ref has to give it virtually.
Yeah, he's wriggling around and...
Can Grimsby get a goal? They want an equaliser now, and Jim Dobbin and David Gilbert. I think it's going to be Dobbin who'll take it. They've got 4 men inside Derby's penalty area, 2 men hovering on the outside of it. And indeed it is Dobbin who hits it, slaps it across the goal. Williams again, he's been tireless today, Paul Williams. He's been missing chances, he's been defending, he's done everything right, and now he's played a super ball through the middle, and Kitson has got the chance to finish it. Paul Kitson, 2-0. Quality finishing, and that surely is going to seal Derby County's 7th successive away victory. Sherwood has to pick the ball out of the net disconsolately, and Williams, the player I was talking about, was the one who created it. Kitson just finished it off nicely.
Yeah, he saw where Steve Sherwood was. The ball was set up nicely, and that was a player who knew exactly what he was going to do from the moment he looked up. You can see the ball sits up, he's seen him there, and it's an excellent lob, come chip. It's been coming, John, so really Grimsby can't be surprised.
There's the man who supplied the pass, there's the man who converted it. Paul Kitson's 13th goal of the season, justifying his £1 million tag. And yes, it's the age-old problem for Grimsby. They've had a lot of pressure and been unable to supply the punch at the end of it. Derby have had the punch. In fact, it could have been 4 or 5-0. Rose battling for it. Too long. But if Derby are looking for some hope, I'll try and give them some. I was here at a game last season against, I think it was Tranmere Rovers, where they were 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go, and they got 2 goals to get a point. So who knows? They might get it right even yet.
Yeah, they need to get a goal fairly early to get them back in the game and give them a bit of confidence.
That's the thing, isn't it? Confidence. It gets eroded after a time if you're not finishing off the chances.
Well, the second half, they haven't been anywhere as effective as they were in the first half, Grimsby.
No, it was that last 10 minutes of the first half where they were particularly impressive, and at that stage, goalkeeper Taylor did keep Derby in it with 2 or 3 excellent saves, but he's not been put under much pressure this half.
No, he's had nothing of note to worry him other than the shot from the edge of the box with Dobbin, which you'd have expected him to deal with anyway.
We have another result from this division, from Division 1. It's Newcastle United 1, Millwall 1. So Newcastle will be a little disappointed with that at St James's Park. David Kelly, in fact, scored a late equaliser for them. Millwall, very good emerging side, however. Let's take that into account. Here are Grimsby. And once more, Derby play it out to safety. And Pembridge hits the longer ball, aiming for it to go over the top of Croft. Cut out by McDermott. And Grimsby really have got to throw everything into it now. They've nothing to lose, they're 2 down, so they might as well have a go for it. No foul this time by Short, but he's given it away. Smith tries to make ground down the left. Wassell, back at the heart of the defensive place of Coleman today, he's on the bench. But Derby not requiring to bring on either of their substitutes yet. Ted McMinn is the other one. It's Gilbert. Can't find a way around Galouz. Nonetheless, the centre comes in. Back for Smith. I'm sure they're not going to find a way past Kitson like that. And Kitson, what's more, supplies the pass for Johnson, which sets him streaking off down the left and finding Pembridge. And Pembridge, well, he did well to find anybody really there. There will look to be no support, but Gabbiadini has it. And the nudge back is to Pembridge once more. They've got the bit between their teeth now, Derby. Stroking it around confidently. Gabbiadini. They do have the ball now at last. Smith belts it long. Nondescript phase there, but Grimsby emerge with the ball now, and Rees is meant to his right and left, but in the end I don't think he was sure which way to play it. Lost out, and now a free kick is given on Derby's behalf for the challenge on Williams. Derby's management team must be delighted with the way this is going. Arthur Cox and Roy McFarlane, 7 away wins on the trot in prospect. If only they can get it right at the baseball ground, but they did win there last week against Birmingham. Now there's a chance, Woods has got a flick on, up the middle he goes, he's halted in his tracks, and the referee has given the free kick for Grimsby, edge of the area.
It's interesting, it didn't look like a free kick to me, but you know, it may have been a hold from the other side.
Well, we've seen Dobbin hit a couple of powerful efforts today. He might be involved. Woods protesting that some sterner action should have been taken, but it didn't look a free kick, to be honest, no. However, can Dobbin find a way through or over the wall? He's got to be favourite to have a crack.
This is the time, if they can get themselves back in it, Grimsby, it gives them 15 minutes or so to get back into the game if they can possibly. David Gilbert may go over the ball with a curler.
It is Gilbert, and it's straight into the wall, and it's straight out of it as well.
Didn't really make the best of it.
No, and still Grimsby are struggling to make an impact up front. Woods is just able to keep this in. Oh, he's done well. Here's Rees. Oh, it went out after all that. It seemed an eternity from the ball coming over to Rees to the linesman flagging the ball had gone over the line. Ball over the top, but now it's offside again. And certainly Rees didn't look offside. Maybe Woods was. Doesn't matter, one of them was in a black and white shirt.
Yeah, from where we look, it looked as if he was onside there, but
it's very dispiriting for Grimsby, this, isn't it? They've put a lot of effort into it. They've worked all week. They would have loved to have beaten Derby County here live on television, but it's not looking like being their day.
yeah, it's faded away with that goal just before half-time. The game's gone further and further away from them, and really that free kick was a chance for them to get back into it, and you get the feeling they're going to need a little bit of luck to score, or otherwise Derby could get a third one.
They might. Here's Williams. Grimsby just need a break. Now they've got to beware that they're onside. It's broken for Kitson, however, an angled ball from him, and then it's gone all the way back to him. Gabbiadini didn't have much time, but checked and played it into the space now occupied by Williams. Forsyth takes it back from Cool again. He loses out. Woods, and I think that Grimsby might bring on their second substitute in a moment, Chris Hargreaves. Chris Hargreaves at the back of the shot there, on the bench is just taking off his leggings, so he might get their run in the last 12 or 13 minutes. Meanwhile, it's McDermott's free kick for Grimsby. They trail 2-0. It's been an entertaining game. Grimsby certainly played their part in it. Dobbin. Kitson stabbing the clearance to Gabbiadini. Forsyth, the break is on again. It's Gabbiadini who'll stretch them now. He's goal side of the defence. He might pull it back, and he's run out of it in the end. Good work by McDermott once more.
I mean, that's been the difference in the two sides. Derby have been prepared in the second half to turn Grimsby round. Grimsby don't seem inclined to want to play it in behind, and I just feel on occasions they're too intricate for their own good on occasions.
It's a crowd of 6,475 here today, and it looks as though they're going to see a Derby victory, but let's not be premature. Here's their corner. Sherwood takes. He hasn't had much hope with the two goals, and he's actually saved them 3 or 4 times from being further embarrassed.
He's made a couple of good blocks, Steve.
I think Dave Bassett will be naming the Barclays man of the match in a few minutes' time. Smith and Gilbert combined. So many men around him. Goulouz brings Derby clear, and then Cool, who's hit one of the passes that produced the goal, starts things off again for Derby, but this is McDermott for Grimsby Town. Groves again, and finally the break leads to the ball coming to Tommy Watson, whose shot won't pose a problem for Taylor. First time we've seen Watson get into a shooting position at all today.
That's right, it's surprising, because early in the season, as I say, in that game at Birmingham, he was very effective. He was looking dangerous in terms of creating crosses and also getting shots at goal.
That happens with players, though, and of course you've got to give credit to the opposition. They've done their homework. And Neil Woods will be substituted to allow Chris Hargreaves to come on for the last 10 minutes. Hargreaves, a young player, 22. Off goes Woods. Hargreaves, the only Cleethorpes-born player in the side now coming on. this ball will be picked up. Free kick given. Grimsby coming again now. Is there going to be a late rally on for them? Yes, Smith played it straight at Cambridge. Grimsby's throw in. Here's the ball in. That's another free kick. Grimsby's free kick then. We've said that so many times today, but nothing's really happened for them as yet. Let's see what happens now. From Gilbert. It's a long one. I think it's too long actually. It's gone out of play, I think. It had before the goalkeeper touched it. So a goal kick it is. Still 2-0. Derby in the lead. Gilbert. And Hargreaves hustling him. And the ball going out of play. It gives us another opportunity to bring Terry Yorath in. I think Derby very good value for their win now, Terry.
Oh, yes, they are. They've got too many big guns really for Grimsby. The midfield players got forward well. They passed the ball well. And they're an excellent unit.
And it's going to do wonders for their confidence, isn't it? 7 away wins.
Especially going into Christmas with so many games. What it'll do for Grimsby, I don't know, with injuries they got as well.
Yeah, you've got to feel a bit for Grimsby, haven't you? They do really try to play excellent football. They don't change their style whatsoever, but as we've said before, there's just no venom.
I think it's frustrating, not only for the team and the manager, but for the fans as well. You know, they see them knock the ball about, but they never see them get into any dangerous areas, really.
Thanks, Terry. So Derby County here on their way to 3 more points, and they can move up 5 places by winning today. They could go above Swindon, Wolves, Leicester, Portsmouth and Charlton, depending on Swindon's result today at Leicester. And, Craig Short will be taken on by Gilbert, who's moved into the middle. Goulouz, nearly gave it away to Gilbert in a testing area. Watson, still probing, finding a way around Williams. Croft. He's had a lot of chance to sparkle today, Gary Croft. And Martin Cool, an outstanding performance from him. Really set Derby on their way with that beautiful ball just a minute before half-time, which set up Tommy Johnson for the game's first goal. Here are Grimsby now, though, in the penalty area. And it's cleared as far as Croft. And Goulouz, the foot was a little bit high, but the referee didn't disallow it. There might be a break on now as Gabbiadini goes, and he's got support up the left. He's going down the middle himself. And McDermott able to knock it back for Steve Sherwood.
Yeah, I think he should have played that wide to Tommy Johnson, and I think they'd have been through, and that would have been another certain goal.
There's about 4 people offside there. Free kick, Derby County. Short. Have taken Short as well, by Short, and it was Short. Now Goulouz, it's a different name. Kitson. Wasn't well played, but still comes back for Goulouz, and Derby just controlling things and stroking the ball around now. I won't say contemptuously, but confidently. And they've put together a lovely passing move here, which take the ball right across the field to Williams. Right, I think the time has come, Dave. If you'd like to name the Barclays man of the match. As this throw-in comes, I'll just see what happens from this throw-in. There's a free kick anyway. So thank you to the referee. Gives you time, Dave, to tell us who's got it.
He knew we needed a break. I've decided on Martin Cool because I think he's played very, very well. He's done a defensive job for Derby in midfield. He was instrumental in the first goal. He's been effective in instructing people around, and I think he's had a very, very good all-round game.
Nothing to do with the fact that he once played for Sheffield United and brought a bit of money into the club.
Well, I do know him, so he might give me a drink of his champagne.
Goulouz. The ball forward, finds Groves offside. Shame for Grimsby that they've not been able to score at least once in the first half. Martin Taylor made 3 really superb saves to deny them. Well, they've battled hard, they always do, but had a little inspiration at times. And again, unable to find a way over Derby's defensive cover. But Dobbin has tried hard, and now Rees looking to get Gilbert in, and it ricochets off him. Rees might still get something for Grimsby now. No. Nothing favours them inside the penalty area somehow. It's the way things go when you're taking on the team above you that's going really well away from home. They're throwing everything at it now, however. Dobbin. He was almost tripped, and then Cool won the ball. Just under 4 minutes left at Blundell Park. It's Grimsby Town 0, Derby County 1. The next match here, by the way, is on Boxing Day when Barnsley are the visitors. So Smith, he's played a great ball across this time, and now surely Groves in a good shooting position. Still they can't finish it. Dobbin might. The goalkeeper makes the save first time, and it's put out by Goulouz. Still inside that penalty area. Grimsby just wanted too much time. Groves, for a man who's been getting him. Corner kick. Even one goal would be a scrap of comfort for them. Dini heads it out. It's gone dead. And that was a disappointing end to get another Grimsby attack. And scoring goals yet again is Grimsby's problem. Fair to say, however, that of course Alan Buckley can't really dip into the transfer market. His record signing is Paul Groves at £125,000. Correct. And Rees brings in Watson. And once more, Derby might hit them on the break. And Kitson wanted it up the middle, and if this one comes through to him, he would have been streaking away by now. However, it's broken for Grimsby's Roger. That's surely too long offside, 2 of them. An unrewarding afternoon for Tony Rees and company. And I'm sure they can't wait to get Clive Mendonca back alongside Rees in attack. Free kick against Kitson. Goulouz getting head to ball. And I think even the home fans have had enough now in terms of the result. They know that Derby are going to get the 3 points today. 3 more very vital points for Arthur Cox's team as well, as they bid to go back to the Premier League. Up into the Premier League. It was the first division last season, of course. So somewhat typically, no reward there for Gilbert. Goal kick. Buckley and Arthur Mann still trying to sort things out. A little late for that now, unfortunately. And Derby will certainly settle for the 2-goal victory that they appear to be getting. They have a free kick at the moment. It's going to be taken by Cool, I think. And Pembridge caught them napping a bit, and Williams puts it out to play. Cool forward. Offside. They have been caught out a lot today by Derby's offside trap. But Derby have certainly got it right. Roy McFarland and Arthur Cox will have seen Grimsby play a few times before and have their scouts out watching them. And they've had everything right today. Goal in each half then so far for Derby. Short's free kick up there, Kitson taking it. 3 Grimsby men it's required to get the ball out. Williams can't get a good touch, however, and then he does get it back from Dobbin. Pitch getting a little bit harder, I think. It's freezing here now at Grimsby, or should I say Cleethorpes. Grimsby, of course, actually playing Cleethorpes. Taylor, don't seem to mention him for a long, long time. Get the clearance in. Now it's Goulouz. Up the middle goes Kitson, and now Gavriadini trying to get in behind Croft. He might still keep this one in play as well. He does. And this will be a throw-in for Derby. Could have been 3-0 there, but for some good defensive work. Gavriadini once more. Sheet for him. He hasn't scored today. Kitson and Johnson have got the goals. Nothing coming in from that one. The referee will be considering blowing that final whistle of the day. The referee's been good today, Mr. Cruikshank from Hartlepool. And indeed, that is it. It's another 3 valuable points for Derby County's promotion bid. Tommy Johnson scored a minute before half-time after an excellent pass from Martin Cool, the man of the match, and Paul Kitson lobbed a second midway through the second half to confirm Derby County's status as definite promotion material. 2-0 it is then. Johnson and Kitson have got the goals, and Derby have got a record 7th away win. Grimsby, you have to say that they tried valiantly, but there was no real punch sting in the penalty area for them, and so it's Derby who were jubilant at the end of the day. They've gone to salute their 2,000 supporters who have come north from the Midlands, and it's Derby who go away with the spoils of victory. An enjoyable match though, and let's now join again Nick Powell with Terry Yorath and Dave Bassett.
Thank you. Yes, Dave Bassett has just leapt down the ladder, down the rope, and he's rejoined Terry and I down here. No question, gentlemen, the better team won.
I think so. Grimsby played some good football, but Derby can change. Derby can knock it long, knock it short, get midfield players in behind defences, and they deserved it.
Dave, how big a difference do you think that goal made just before half-time?
I think it made an enormous difference. I think the Grimsby players came out and they were affected by that. I didn't expect them to be affected as much, and Terry made the point at half-time that Alan Buckley would be saying, carry on playing, you're doing quite well, you know, it's gone against you in this instance, but you will get your chances. But unfortunately they couldn't seem to get into the game, and Derby just created more and more chances, and when they got the second goal it wasn't any great surprise.
Who were your other candidates for man of the match that you finally gave to Martin Cool?
Well, there were a few in the first half. David Gilbert had done well in the first half, and Rees had done well in the first half. They were in my mind up to half-time, but then as the game went on, none of the Grimsby players played well in the second half. Paul Williams did a good job in midfield for Derby also. He was involved and instrumental in the second goal. Kitson got into the game and scored an excellent goal. So there's 1 or 2 of the Derby players that materialised or merged in the second half.
Terry, who would you have given the man of the match to?
I would have agreed with Cole. His passing was good. He pulls the strings. He's like a captain. He lets the other 2 midfield players, Pembridge and Williams, do their jobs.
Right.
And it's good for them to function that way.
Dave just mentioned Paul Kitson. Let's have a look, shall we, at the goal that came in the second half. We did say, didn't we, at half-time, Terry, that Kitson might find a bit of space, and it happened.
That was a great ball by Williams. A good run. Rob's the keeper, very calm. But from Grimsby's point of view, that was a free kick to Grimsby. And Derby have scored from it.
Dave, another look at the same goal. It was a very confident finish, wasn't it?
Yes, he's played there, and it's a more or less a straight ball, and Kitson's done an angle run, and he's done what a lot of strikers do, that are good strikers. He's finished one touch. A lot of other people may have taken that on there. He's seen there that the opportunity's there. But in fairness, the ball did sit up nicely for him, and Sherwood didn't have any opportunity with that at all.
OK, well, Martin Cool it is who's man of the match, awarded by yourself, Dave, and he joins us now, I think, from the far side of the pitch. Martin, many congratulations. Did you feel you'd done enough to win man of the match?
Not really. I thought some of their players were very good players. I'm pleased to pick it up, but like I say, at the end of the day, we got 3 points, and that's enough for me.
How big a difference did that goal make just before half-time, giving you a lift there?
I thought the goal itself, I thought they were playing very well. It's just what we needed to take a bit of pressure off us. Like I say, at the end of the day, it's a goal just for half-time, and any goal to lose then is vital, and we're pleased to take it.
Well, it was Dave Bassett, the manager of Sheffield United, who nominated you as man of the match, and he can have a quick word with you now. Dave, just a quick word with Martin.
Well done, Martin. You must be pleased I got rid of you.
Yeah, I'm well pleased you got rid of me, you know.
No, not really.
No, I wish I'd stayed here, but at the end of the day, I'm enjoying myself here, and that's the way it goes.
It's been a very good move for you, and you played well today, and I thought you thoroughly deserved it.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Martin, we've got Terry Yorath here as well. Like a quick word.
Yes, well played, man. Good win.
Cheers, thank you very much.
I thought Derby deserved to win. I think that's the biggest walkman I've ever seen in my life.
I think, like I say, I thought Grimsby played very, very well. I thought it was a good game for the crowd. At the moment, we're just pleased to take our points. Our away form's going very well, and we're just pleased to take them.
Martin, have you any idea at all why it is that you're playing so much better away from home, getting the results away from home, and not quite so well at the baseball ground?
I just think, like, when we come away from home, teams are coming out and playing against us. When they come to the baseball ground, they're sitting back and relying to us on the break, and it's very hard to break them down. We had a win last week against Birmingham, and it seemed to lift the whole club. From now on, we just hope we can start climbing.
OK, and just one final word. You must feel now, you're up towards the pressurising the top 5, you must feel now that the people who said you were favourites for promotion, you must feel that you're justifying that now, starting to.
Not really. I think, like, at the end of the day, if we were top of the league, then we're justifying it. At the moment, we're just happy to keep playing, picking up points, let everyone else take the pressure. The way the league's going, anyone could be up there at the end of the season. OK, Martin, thanks very much indeed. Enjoy the champagne, and Dave said he'd like a little sip a bit later on. I can have it all if he wants. Martin, cool, thanks very much indeed. Thank you. Let's have a look at some of the chances that, or almost the only chance really, that Grimsby had in the second half. This came from Jim Dobbin. We saw him at the start of the programme scoring against Newcastle, and he came close again here too. Yeah, it was a good strike. Hits it well on the volley. Keeper makes a good save. Although Dave said that's what the keeper's paid for, isn't it? But it was a good save. He did fairly well, apart from you had this little worry that he might do something. I was certain he was going to give the ball away at some stage, but I think we just had a chat about it. I think that if the forwards went in with greater determination, they would get the ball off them. Well, maybe somebody's listening out there. I know footballers watching this programme as well. Somebody might exploit that. You never know. We've got a little look at one or two of the other Derby County chances as well. This one was Marco Gabbiadini, who might perhaps have done better here too. Well, Gabbiadini does the opposite of what Dave said good strikers do. You know, he gets on the ball and he has touches. There he hits it first time. He has touches and gets his head down, and he should be concentrating on hitting the target. Let's have a little word, shall we, with Steve Sherwood, who came back into the Grimsby Town goal this afternoon after a long period out and made some terrific saves as well. Steve, obviously very disappointing for you. You must have felt up to that first goal that you were holding your own. Yeah, I thought we had the better of the first half, really, without working our goalkeeper enough. We tended to play a bit too much pretty stuff around the box without getting behind them enough. And we thought at half-time, still at 1-0, if we kept playing the way we were and put earlier crosses into the box, that we could cause them a lot more problems. But we didn't seem to... we got caught offside a lot second half, and we didn't seem to get any rhythm going for long periods, really. You did make one terrific save, we thought, in the second half when Paul Williams was through, and you got down just exactly right to stop him. Yeah, I've just managed to get a good block on him. I've come out as quick as I could to narrow the angle out, got a good block, and then I've had me luck with the follow-up, really, but I've made the first save. That's the one that's counted, really. But let me just invite Dave Bassett to have a quick word with you as well, Steve. Dave?
Hello, Steve. How are you, son?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
The ears are looking all right?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was a good save there. I didn't realise at the time what a good save it was till I see on the video he got down with his left hand, and although it came back and Gabbiadini might have scored, the first save was the important one.
Steve, we felt a little bit that, I mean, understandably maybe, the heads were going down just a little bit in the second half, as though you didn't really feel it was going to be your day.
Yeah, I think at 2-0 and probably the last 10 minutes we didn't really get our heads up and have a last go at them, because, you know, 10 minutes is a long time and we've still got... But I think overall in the 90 minutes, you know, we gave... Until they got their second goal, I thought we were going to get back into it, but that's the way it goes, you know. They've spent a lot of money on their players, and obviously they've got some good finishes there, so that's what's won the game for them on the day.
All right, so thanks very much indeed for joining us, despite losing 2-0 on the day, and thanks too for Grimsby Town for their part in the afternoon's entertainment. We have more entertainment, a little bit of fun for you, I think, after this break.
Padre, padre, devo parlarle, Sono stato debole.
Ma è Tuscany questo profumo che sento, figliolo?
Sì.
Allora sfido io,
Tuscany, a men's fragrance created by Aramis.
Soft, smooth, luxurious, sensation of pure cream.
By heck, you smell gorgeous tonight, pal.
Pamper yourself with Boddington's, the cream of Manchester.
Wake up! My parents fly back today! Who are you? Who are you? Oh, she! Get these glasses! Come on, you stupid thing! Oh, no! Oh, hello, French polishers. It's just possible you could save my life. Mum, just landed. Oh, quiet. I'm on my way.
This Christmas, give him a gift that will help bring you a little closer. The revolutionary Gillette Sensor for a shave that is unsurpassed.
You're looking a bit blunt.
Oh, blunt? I have just drawn 3 Pictionary clues on the trot. Oh. Brilliant fun, though.
Oh, what did you draw?
A cucumber, a moose, and goose pimples.
Goose pimples? How?
Well, goose and pimples.
That's a bad goose.
Yeah, but they got it, didn't they? Oh, watch out. Got to look sharp. I'm on again.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Oh, dear.
How did it go?
I had an unlucky break.
Pictionary, the most fun you can have with a pencil.
The BT Sunday Special. Today, between 3 p.m. and midnight, a 30-minute call anywhere in the UK will cost less than 50p.
That's a bit of a bargain, isn't it?
In this continuous test, Duracell outlasts ordinary SP batteries by up to 6 times. Duracell. No ordinary battery looks like it or lasts like it.
Welcome back again to Blundell Park, where Grimsby Town have been beaten this afternoon 2-0 by Derby County. We're grateful, though, to the Grimsby manager, Alan Buckley, for joining us despite the defeat. Alan, I think it's fair to say the better team won on the day, isn't it?
Well, the better finishers certainly
Yeah.
won. I felt the first half, other than a 10-minute spell midway through it, were in total command of the game. Created 3 or 4 good chances through good passing and good movement. Our problem was we didn't score a goal at that time when we were on top. We got done sort of right on half-time with a bit of a sucker punch, really. Thought we would come back into it the second half. Their goalkeeper made a good save from Dobbins' shot to the top corner. Free kick in a dangerous area, we pushed some men forward and took a chance, and they hit us with a sucker punch.
How badly were you hit, do you think, by losing Paul Futcher?
Well, at the time they scored the second goal, we were trying to catch our breath and reorganise a little bit, really. Obviously, he's done very well this afternoon. Very pleased with the players. They've given it all they've got. And on the day, probably they had the little bit of quality in front of goal that we didn't.
Alan, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
OK, cheers.
Alan Buckley, the manager of Grimsby Town. Now, we're coming up to, what, halfway through the season, roughly. Christmas period, traditional time to reflect on what's gone right, and in our case this afternoon, not too seriously on what's gone wrong. Let's have a little look at some of the moments that defenders might want to forget so far this season.
When you're feeling sad and blue, and the job's too much for you, this is what you gotta do. Sing, hello, my darling. Happy days are on their way. This is what you've gotta say. It's a happy day today. Sing, hello, my darling. Wear a grin upon your sleeve, smile and wink your eye. You will find to your surprise that happiness will multiply. Let it rain or let it shine, everything will turn out fine. The whole darn world is yours and mine. Sing, hello, my darling.
Well, apologies to everybody involved. Just a bit of fun. Dave Bassett, Charlie Drake, back to your area, isn't it?
Do you mind? I think he was out there playing, wasn't he?
Now, you're a fan of the back pass through, aren't you?
Yes.
That causes some of that, and you're not. Terry, right, case for the rule.
Well, I was very sceptical when it first came out. I didn't fancy it. I suppose we're all a bit like that. But I think what it's done is now it's stopped teams rolling the ball out to the edge of the box. The centre-half does a little shimmy on it and pass it back to the goalkeeper and wastes a couple of minutes. And I think it means now the centre-halves have got to train as hard as the centre-forwards because they have to work longer.
Go on then, Terry, quick word.
I don't think that centre-half would have played for Sheffield United anyway, would he?
Let's have a quick look at the other games that have been going on this afternoon. Quite a few games gone, in fact, on this Sunday. Starting in the Premier League, Crystal Palace 1, Leeds United 0. Andy Thorne, the scorer. Nottingham Forest 1, Wimbledon 1. Down to Division 1, Brentford 0, West Ham 0. Grimsby 0, Derby 2, as you know. Leicester 4, Swindon 2, Newcastle 1, Millwall 1. And in Division 2, Blackpool, the bottom team, 1, Fulham 1, and West Brom 2, Mansfield Town 0. And for Derby County, that means this afternoon they go up to 6th in the First Division. Thank you, gentlemen, very much indeed for joining us this afternoon. Quick word, Derby for promotion?
I would say they're as strong as anything in the league.
Dave?
They've got a good chance of getting in the playoffs. I don't think they've been one or two.
We shall see. Don't forget, more football on YTV 25.
First, though, number 20.
Now, with highlights of tonight's match between Grimsby Town and Newcastle United, we join Nick Powell at Blundell Park.
Could be the night Kevin Keegan's miracle comes to pass on Humberside. Newcastle, almost relegated last season, will be promoted if they win here at Grimsby. Blundell Park is packed. The Geordie invasion down the A180 has been underway for hours. 4,500 got tickets, many more want them. They've come by car and coach and minibus, hoping to watch history live. Well, those fans have helped make one of Blundell Park's great nights. The Humberside Song Contest could be deafening. Keegan himself has mixed a winning blend of flourishing youth and proven quality. No young Englishman's won more praise than Lee Clark. Perpetual motion with a classy end product. And thanks to Sir John Hall, the chairman who's been prepared to put his hands in his pockets, Keegan's acquired stars like Andy Cole, 24 goals this season, 7 in 8 starts since moving north. Robert Lee from Charlton, a real bargain at £700,000. And Scott Sellers, full of delicate midfield touches and goals.
Like Lee, no, it's left for Sellers. Chips it! Scott Sellers gives Newcastle the dream start they wanted.
And the manager's the first to agree the supporters have played their part in the march towards the Premier League.
A different class, and we're getting a team together worthy of them. And once we've got a team as good as them, we'll take on anybody.
Well, Kevin Keegan doesn't need reminding of Jim Dobbin's shooting power. Back in the autumn at St James's Park, the Grimsby midfielder's stunning goal in the dying moments inflicted Newcastle's first defeat. The Mariners' victory then was well-deserved. Can they do it again?
Yes, we're extremely confident. If we play the way we did at Newcastle, it shouldn't be a problem.
Well, it's a wonderful atmosphere. The Grimsby fans determined it shouldn't be just a Geordie party. Your commentators, Chris McMenemy and John Hell.
Kevin Keegan has had no worries in the build-up to tonight's game. Newcastle's first for 9 days since they won the Tyne-Wear derby against Sunderland. And he's named an unchanged side, which includes recent signings Andy Cole and Scott Sellers. And it's an indication of the depth of his squad that there's still no Liam O'Brien out with a shin injury, and there are no places tonight for either Kevin Brock or Mark Robinson. Newcastle's newest star, 20-year-old Lee Clark, from the same production line at Wallsend as Paul Gascoigne, Peter Beardsley and Steve Bruce. He's had a marvellous season, and as a Newcastle boy wants to clinch the championship as much as anyone. Alan Buckley isn't as fortunate as Keegan.